Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. I am Nine, it's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, welcome back, my dear hearts. So, I really didn't want to sit down and kind of plan my questions out the way I normally do. Like I'll say 2 or 3 subjects and then I do a reading on them. So I thought tonight, let's just go for a blitz because I'm in the mood to do multiple readings. I don't want to stick on the one subject. And this normally for myself, when I'm by myself, I'll be watching the news or I'll be thinking about the news and I'll pull a couple of cards and go, okay. So I thought, why not do that tonight? I got my list here, a big list of things to do, rapid fire questions that we're going to do, starting off with Trump Jr. We did a reading about Trump Jr. a week or so ago, and we said he was going to be a Pinocchio, and Trump would be happy with the results of Trump Jr.'s conversation with January 6th committee, and I'm sure he was, considering that Don Jr. only gave 2 hours. Let's just face it, he is like at ground zero for what happened with Trump org, everything. So it's not surprising to us that he would not have too much to say because anything he says can and will be used against him in a court of law. In a court of law, he will see. Let's see what he actually said and what's actually going to become of it. 8 of Pentacles, he was keeping everything close to the chest. He had nothing to say. He knew that anything he said can and will be used against him in a court of law. He is in trouble. He is laying down for his father. I'm telling you, we've got the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, Page of Swords. They've got information that even in his little 2-hour stint that they were able to, be able to check it off to somebody else's conversation. A lot of it, he just said, I plead the 5th, I plead the 5th. In the past, as you can see, we've got the 8 of Swords here. He is so tied up in this whole big mess, there's nothing he can do. 4 of Pentacles, he's going to try to hold on to everything that he knows. A lot of this is holding on to money information, lots of money. He's going to end up walking away. I think he's going to be walking away from Trump. 3 of Wands. I've said it in my last reading and I'll say it again. Be careful with Donald Jr. because he's the type that would get on a plane and say, see you later for a while. 2 of Cups. I think, and I'm basing this on our readings that we've done prior. So we've done readings about Ivanka and Jared, and I said, I think Ivanka and Jared got together and was able to go, look of Trump Jr. That was what we got out of that reading. I think that he is going to end up walking away from, or having to turn his back on Trump in order to be able to make a deal to save himself. The actual thought of moving is really strong inside of him. It's very bizarre. Because this is the second time I've had a really strong notion of take his passport. Our next reading is going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's the new Orange. Orange is the new black. Remember that show? Anywho, I only watched one year of it because it was just too much for me to take. I don't like watching violence and stuff. There's enough in the world that I don't need to be watching it on TV for my entertainment. But anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene ended up having to walk away as she was losing a debate. And the thing that I found encouraging was the fact that even the Republicans were kind of saying, well, amongst Republicans, she's losing any favor or anything else. So let's just have a look, quick little glance in, see how the energies are around Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie, King of Swords. My God, she just doesn't know when to quit. This woman is at yep. We got the Page of Pentacles and the Emperor. She is going to stick and hold to Donald Trump. Page of Pentacles. Something's coming out about Marjorie. There's going to be something coming out about money to deal with her involved with Trump org or something. This could be dealing with the January 6th committee kind of thing, but there's something that she's loudly talking and saying, hey, look over here, squirrel, squirrel, when in reality there's something that she has on Trump, or there's not something she has on Trump, more like there has been some kind of deal that has happened between her and Trump. Knight of Wands, she's just gonna go and go and go. I mean, literally, I see this card and I think of the Energizer Bunny. Remember those commercials? The Energizer Bunny used to go across the floor and just never stopped banging the drum or moving. Well, she's the Energizer Bunny. She just, no matter what's going on, she thinks she's got some inroad with Trump, that she'll be, you know, even if she's falling apart at the seams right now, that eventually she'll end up being able to beat the drum of the cult that is Trump. That's her intention. There's some kind of connection there that we're not even truly aware of. Next, we're going, I was just going to mention about the Johnny and Amber court case that's happening right now. I am going to say, go watch Emily D. Baker. She's a lawyer for 17 years. She has her own YouTube channel, and she's a law nerd. She calls herself a law nerd, and I am obsessed with her channel. And I've been watching the Amber and Johnny court case with her because she makes it less triggering. But I have to say, a couple of times, more than a couple of times, during Amber Heard's, she's just like, the stuff that she's saying, and I mean, everybody deals with their triggers and with sad and bad and all that kind of stuff in different ways, so you can never judge anybody. So I don't want to judge her on this, but she just seemed so inauthentic. Even when I was reading my cards, I'd go, okay, tell me about Amber Heard. I do believe that they were harsh with each other, but is all this SA that she is saying that Johnny did to her with bottles and the like? Five of Wands, there was arguing, there was fighting. Dirt. I'm telling you, she planned this from the very start. She wants to get world attention. This is an all or nothing. She's got psychological issues. They were both fighting. They both have issues. They both have, you know, their problems coming to the table. But she, after she saw his issues with his mother, and he really released and allowed himself to be completely open to her. He even said that. I feel that she used his childhood to make a plan to go after him so that she could be, you know, everything and everything to everyone, not realizing that there would be so much check back. I mean, you know, we have to support women and believe women, but you also have to allow for two sides. With Johnny, the Hierophant, the devil, Two of Pentacles. I think Johnny feels, in a way, he's already won, because for him, it was about reputation, getting his children to understand that he's a good man. I think the devil is, for him, Amber. I think the fact that this could be his drinking and all of his psychological issues, but he was hurting himself. She was planning on hurting him. Two of Pentacles, he's just waiting for this situation to work itself out. He's hoping against hope that it's going to be him. End result, Seven of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? Because I think the energies are just saying, you know what, wait for the story to come out, wait for everything to come out. Because even when you feel like one side, one or the other, the law can take away emotions, feelings, and all the things that we think are important and just bring it to this, you know, point of, oh, this is either this or this. So we're still in a wait and see, but I just wanted to mention about them so that if you are inclined, please, and I have no affiliation with her. She has no clue who I am or anything like that, but I love Emily D. Baker. I enjoy her channel so much. So the next person we're going to look at, 'cause we haven't looked at him in a while, is Matt Gaetz. I wanted to see, Matt, why are you and the green and the blue and the purples all still getting to hang out? Why haven't you had some, some cases thrown around about you? I truly think he got married just so that he could cover up his liking for women or girls. I think he likes them quite young. Let's see, is anything coming up in the near future, like say in the next 3 months for Matt Gaetz? Is there going to be any news coming out about Matt Gaetz? 10 of Cups. Ooh. Do they have any children together, Matt and his wife? And if not, you might be seeing a possible pregnancy here, or adoption, or some kind of like expansion. I wouldn't be surprised if it was adoption or something of that nature, or even getting help somehow with it, with the medical side of it. 2 of Wands. He is still, he's heels in. He's looking to the future. He is not looking to the past whatsoever. He just keeps looking forward. End result. Magician. I think this guy is pretty manipulative. Again, I think this is saying that maybe there's a possibility of a pregnancy or adoption or something coming into his life, and he's thinking that will be his way of shoring up his story that he's an upright, Republican. I really feel like there might be a baby or something of like that nature involved to try to change the situation. Seeing this situation from a different, not being able to get away from it, not happy about what he's going to be offered. King of Wands. 9 of Swords. The end result. Man, the stuff that these people get away with, it's like the worse they are, the better they are off. He's going to have stresses and worries and that, but not in the next couple of months. That's going to be coming within the next 6 months, 6 to 9 months. Any kind of big to do. But we might be hearing over the next little while some ruffling about him, and we'll hear the news come out about something, him getting charged or something about a case to deal with him. Money around that as well, right? Alrighty, continuing with our tarot blitz, let's have a look at Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, who was at Mar-a-Lago and, showed up for a party with Trump, but he said that he can't go to court on Friday because we don't know. He just can't show up. He'd like to videotape it and record it, and they said, no, you have to, actually show up. So the lawyer and them are going to be talking about it. Why does the lawyer have to talk about it? Do you think that if that was you or I, would a lawyer say, oh, go home, think about it? It's like the amount of unfairness. Like if that was a regular Joe, there'd be no waiting and getting to go to Mar-a-Lago with Trump and have a party and everything else. 4 of Wands. He's partying it up, man. And out there. 4 of Pentacles, literally hanging on. I mean, this is crazy how much they're able to get away with and knowingly be able to get away with. 4 of Pentacles, he's holding on to his money, he's holding on to his information. He just doesn't want to have to deal with any of this. The Hierophant. Well, buddy, you're going to have no choice. They're going to, if you don't come, you are going to be forced to come. There's something that he really doesn't want to come out. connection with Trump, connection with money going outside of the White House. All right. The world. So the world stage is watching. This is really happening. The devil, the continuation to cover up. God, guys. There's a lot of negative devil vibes coming from Rudy Giuliani, and I feel like the older he gets, the more pronounced he is. Like, you wouldn't want to be a girl left in a room with him. His mind is getting really muddled. I almost feel as though he's almost to the point where he's got to be careful because he can't help but say stuff. He can't hold it back, and the devil's coming out. The bad he can't hold on to it. It's like the news is coming out, and Trump is all over this. Really think, obviously, he's being investigated for not for dealing with other companies or other countries. So I think this is what this is reflecting. Both of them are such fools, don't like what he's being offered. They're so backwards. It's like they all got dementia. They're all trying to go back to the way it used to be in the old boys club. You know what I mean? Just ridiculous, Rudy. I still haven't got my question. He's going to talk to the January 6th committee. I mean, obviously he's got info, so we know there's more to come out and all that kind of good stuff. But why is he going to talk to the January 6th committee? Canceled Friday, so is he going to go for the January 6th committee? Yes, he's going to have to talk about the past. He is going to try to keep the information. It's like he's only going to give, it's going to be really tedious. He's going to be like Donald Jr., not being able to say a whole lot because it will incriminate him. I really think that with the hermit here, this is a man that's lost in his own mind. I mean, we're talking definite 100% dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever. There's something really, because he is lost, like completely lost. Four of Swords. He's sick, guys. I mean, hello. He's sick, guys. He's sick. He's sick in the head, but he's also got some kind of physicality that's sick about him as well. We're going to find out about that. Yes, he'll talk to them. He's going to try to be closed off because it's too much that he can get in trouble for. So, going on with our Blitz, we're going to look at Putin. Putin, who recently apologized on behalf of his foreign minister for saying that that Hitler had Jewish blood. And this goes back to the fact that they're trying to say that Ukraine is being ran by Nazis and trying to say that Zelensky, even though he's Jewish, he would still be a Nazi just the way that Hitler was Jewish, really. And surprisingly or not surprisingly, or we're going to find out in a second, Putin came out and apologized. That's interesting, don't you think, considering that this whole war, he's saying that this is because they're trying to save him from Nazism, and yet his foreign minister makes that comment and he feels the need to go out and apologize for it. So very interesting. I also saw a comment that somebody said that they heard, or they thought they heard, that Putin might be sick with cancer, because in our last reading I said about Putin being waxy, or maybe that was my reading. Anyway. Let's have a look and see what is surrounding Putin right now. Okay, he's a complete and utter mess because like 30 cards just fell on the floor. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me being klutzy. It's not me being klutzy. It's because of Putin's terrible energy that I would drop all these cards. And I'm sorry, I get right weirded out. If I drop one and I know it's only one, I'll pick it up. But if it's more than one, then I have to count them out just to make sure that there is 78 cards. So, un moment, s'il vous plaît. We're good. We got 78. So let's have a look at Putin. What's happening with him? How's he feeling? What's going on right now? So we got a Five of Swords. He's got a lot of issues. He's got a lot of problems on his plate right now. When somebody asked about him being sick, I think he is sick, and it's probably in his head. Could be a tumor, an aneurysm, or something of that nature. Going across him is the NATO alliance, and not just the NATO alliance, the Ukrainian people standing together, fighting in unison for their land. Underneath it is the Queen of Swords. He's got biting words and biting thoughts. He's probably either had or is going to have very shortly some kind of surgery. Things were moving really fast in the past. Ooh, we got the King of Swords. He's had to need some kind of surgery. There's something happened here. He's had to have 2 doctors. He's had to have a surgery. Interesting. The Star. He is hopeful. I mean, he's got his things that he wants to manifest out there. He's being hopeful about his health, how that's going to come together for him. 6 of Wands, he feels like everything's going to be okay, and if it isn't, guess what? Who's going to be in trouble, and I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't want to be his doctor. Let's just say that. We got the Ace of Wands. We're going to just take this one out because this is how people think and feel around him, and I got a feeling with the Ace of Wands here, we got some plans and actions of people trying to get rid of Putin. 6 of Swords, having to move away to smoother waters. So this could actually be the fact that Putin and Russia has said, we want for you to let go and give up this land in Mariupol, and Ukraine has said no, but they're having a lot of issues. 9 of Swords, stress, worry, all those. He can't sleep, he can't eat. I think the man is actually physically ill. We're going to look at that Ace of Wands. I want to see when this comes to, this card has to deal with the others around. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they saying? So I just want to see, are we looking at Putin having plans brought up around him? Are people trying to get rid of him? What's happening? What's the feeling here? Okay, 4 Swords, illness. Putin is ill. Knight of Pentacles. He's definitely getting treatment, getting help, and he is really stressed because he's afraid that somebody in his inner circle will be turned against him. And here you got the Page of Swords. Here you got the Page of Cups, and it is letting you know that there is somebody who's getting closer and closer to him that has a plan to shut him down. And because of his illness, somebody might get through. And he's always worried about being poisoned. This is like, yeah, watch what you're eating, because that probably is going to be the end result of it. Strength, King of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. I'm telling you. He had to have surgery. It might even be that he had to go through exploratory surgery, or that there's going to end up being a second surgery. And right now, even outside of anybody going after him, they might be hearing news about him actually being ill. This could be the strength of an opponent getting in and actually physically trying to get rid of him. 2 of Pentacles, delayed, a situation that's delayed, some kind of, they were going to do something, or there was, a plan, but it got thwarted. So, and the Ace of Wands is there. There's got to be a multitude of plans. So So for my last reading, I thought, let's have a tarot conversation with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Interestingly enough, her first name was actually Joan, but I digress. I had somebody comment and say, hey, maybe you being alerted to that shirt might mean that she has something to say. And I thought, what an excellent idea for a reading. So I thought, let's have a look at Ruth, who I think said the exact perfect thing for this time with what's going on with the Supreme Court. She said, and I quote, "People ask me sometimes, when will there be enough women on the court?" She said, and my answer is, when there are 9. Reinforcing the fact that nobody questions 9 men. So when we have 9 women and nobody questions it, that's when it will be equal. So from her lips to God's ears, that's what's got to happen. So let's have a look and see. How do you feel about Roe versus Wade possibly being overturned? How do you feel about Roe versus Wade? 3 of Swords, complete heartbreak. She feels betrayed. This is something personal. This is a betrayal to women. This is a betrayal to her personally. I know this is the 3 of Swords and it's a negative card, and obviously it's showing that she's negatively, we're having a tarot conversation where she's saying, hey, the first card out, I'm heartbroken. But this is also I got this kind of feeling of, don't panic. Don't panic. This is temporary. Don't panic. Because if I look at my 3 of Swords and I'm looking at it in the way of advice, that would be don't panic. This is a temporary thing that's got your heart broken, but you'll mend and you'll get back. So she's saying it's temporary. Okay, so she's hurt. She's feeling bad. So what advice can you give to us in how to deal with or to understand with why this is happening? Why is this happening? 7 of Swords. Oh, right versus wrong, good versus evil. This is being done against what the majority of people think and feel. It's being done for the purpose of moral, religious, political findings rather than going with what the law should be, impartial and no church or anything part of it. Interestingly, this could be the new alliance. Out of this can come a new alliance. Definitely wanting to try to persuade somebody. Somebody spilled the beans because they had to, because this was being done behind closed doors. So I would venture she thinks that the person who told did it with good intention. They were a whistleblower for the good. She really doesn't want anybody to find out who this is. Making a new alliance. Okay. What advice can she give us? What advice can she give us? Don't panic. This is only temporary because guess what, guys? Things kind of sway back and forth, and the pendulum kind of goes too far right and then it balances out and goes a little bit too far left. This is the normal up and down flow that will happen. And she's saying, understand that when it comes to the life of children, and I think one of the things that goes unsaid is that for a woman, when she makes the decision or the discovery that she is pregnant with a child, there's something that happens that changes you, that takes over your body, and you feel it, that you're no longer just for you. So when these decisions are made, they're not made willy-nilly, just throw it out. So I think there's a a want for the universe to get us thinking about life and the circle of life and the meaning of it, and take it away from the human aspect into the spiritual, but having to learn to have both of those roads flowing at the same time. I think that, you know, like the pendulum, it'll swing back and forth. Not going to be surprised. Will it go back? Will it go back to the individual states having to make the decisions? King of Wands. That's the plan, but as soon as I looked at the King of Wands, the first thing I saw was the lion behind, the support behind. So I kind of feel as though this could be Biden administration, women kind of saying, or this could be the new alliance, but there's strength being built up. Temporary, don't panic, even if it were to go down to the States. Women would find their strength, find their voice, find their place. Last word you'd like to give us, because we've been dealing with an awful lot lately, an awful lot. Advice? Be the fool. Be the fool. Realize that life doesn't end with death. It's just another life. So go for it. If at all you can, go for it. Live life to the fullest. Take your chances. Do what's never been done. So that's our reading for tonight, our Quickfire Tarot. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed the format in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share, and do all that good stuff that helps my channel. And as always, my dear friends, our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Until the next time we chat, cheerio and take care.